Hey, Coach Josh here, and I want to thank you so much for downloading my hip warm-up. This is going to build your glutes. This is going to get you ready for any activity, any workout, and even if you're just doing it by yourself, this is going to be all the physical therapy that you need for your low back, for your knee, and for your joints. So you're going to get a lot out of this. I've been in the fitness industry for 20 years, and one of the things that I think is most important is the idea of the concept of training economy, meaning that make few decisions for outsized gains. So everything that we do today is going to be really valuable. We're going to warm up and strengthen the hamstrings and the glutes in such a way that you're going to prevent those hamstring injuries. You're going to help the knee, the low back, like I said. It's going to feel really good, and I can't wait to share this with you. So follow me. All right, so we're about to do a great hip sequence, but before we get into that, we're going to rest the hip flexor muscles. We're going to stretch them out a little bit. And one, this will feel good. Two, this will put them to sleep so we can focus on the muscles we want to build right now. So this is good for our back. It's also going to make the development a lot faster. So do the stretch before you do your sequence. It's going to feel really good. Some of you already like to do this at home. Awesome. It's just a couch stretch. So I'm going to take a knee, put my laces on the bench. I'm going to get here, flatten out the back, drop the spine. Heel is going to be just outside of the butt. So I'm doing this so that I'm really making that hip extend a little bit more. If you want to enhance it, I'm a little tight. I might put my fist back here to give me a little more oomph. If you're really flexible, it feels good. You can flex and relax, flex and relax. And honestly, if you don't get anything out of this stretch, you probably don't need to do it, because this is a big painful ask. And then if you aren't feeling too good, if this hurts your knee or hurts your quad, you can move that knee forward, take some of the pressure off, so you can just inch out a little bit, get a little bit less. I want that stretch, so I'm going to do that. And we're going to go over to the other side, and about a minute on each side. See, we talked about originally. You're going to step down. So over here, flatten it out, heel just outside the buttocks. I'm tighter on this side, so I'm trying to relax my face, breathe in through the belly, wedge that hip forward a little bit. I don't need to enhance it. This is already plenty for me, so now I'm just going to focus on my breath. I'm going to flex and relax that glute, open up that hip. Whew. Staying good, right? So it's challenging, but that's the idea. So you're going to stay here for a minute. Again, if you feel any pain, you can move that knee around, but I don't want you to hurt yourself. So if you can't, if your face is crunched up, then make it a little bit easier for yourself so you can relax into it. I'm already feeling that hip let go, which is good. Feeling less pressure, now I can kind of play around with it, give it a little bit more love, but you don't have to force it. You want to let the body be strong. So, minute on each side, then we get on to the fun stuff and get on to the working out. All right, so this is going to be fun. We're going to lay down on the floor and we're going to move our hip in all of the different planes of motions, adduction, abduction, other adductions, all deductions. Okay, so we'll be here on the ground. And what I'm going to do first is I'm going to do some crawling motion here, knee to elbow. So my hands are up here by my face, and I'm alternating sides. I'm going to do 5 reps on each side, trying to touch my knee to my elbow. But if you hit the floor, it doesn't matter. What we're doing is we're just getting that hip warmed up, using everything that we got, getting that core active as well. So we'll do that, and we'll move on to the next piece. All right, so we just kind of got the hips going there with the crawl, but now what we're gonna do is, we're gonna do a little slide. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pretend that my toe is the pencil in a compass, and I'm gonna slide the toe on the ground. That heel is gonna stay right above the toe. So it's not gonna be a big movement, but I'm gonna let that femur slide away from the pelvis just a little bit, and get going here. And I'm gonna do 10 reps on the right, and then I'm gonna do 10 reps on the left. So we don't get a lot of this kind of movement, especially unloaded during the day. So this is a real nice one. Then you can look at the toe to make sure you're doing it right. If your heel comes in or comes out, that's okay. Just try to correct it. I always try to push my heel out as far as I can, and that ends up being a pretty nice movement. All right, so now we're going to be doing a hip extension movement. So I'm going to be here on the ground, and I'm going to push the bone of my hip into the floor, I'm gonna drive my heel into the sky. So I'm simply gonna do 5 reps on each side. Takes a little bit of concentration to make sure that bone stays on the floor. Because I'm not trying to use my low back and get everything arched up. Just kicking up that heel. Ugh. So if you feel your back pop or your butt cheek cramp, you're doing it right. Trying to warm up that posterior chain, get everything ready to go. All right, so now we're going to do a 4-point series of exercises. So we're gonna be on all fours. Now I'm gonna be here, and again, we're gonna use that hip in different ranges of motion. So we're gonna start with a simple adductor movement. So I'm gonna sit down on my heel and then come back out. So I'm gonna sit my butt on my heel and then my toes pulled underneath me. So I'm stretching my foot on the left, stretching out the groin on the right. And then once I do that, I'm going to do some heel raises. So I'm gonna do a lateral leg lift, essentially, kicking straight up into the air. So I'm gonna do 5 on the right, 5 on the left. Kicking out, going back, sitting on that heel, stretching out. I'm gonna do this, loosen up the groin, activate those butt cheeks. Boom shakalaka. Do that, you're gonna feel that to be here. All right, this one is really fun. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a leg swing. So I'm gonna be here, I'm gonna kick directly out to a neutral position. Then I'm gonna let my toe point out, kick out to the side, then come all the way back to the center. So notice I'm turning over that foot. So I'm really getting that hip neutral, coming out into the swing. Ugh. Trying to keep both arms straight without using my whole body. It really integrates quickly. Coming out, kicking, turning the foot, rotating. Whew. If your foot doesn't get this high, just keep practicing. It'll get there. Boom. That's all it takes. Get those hamstring stretch, everything fired up. You're gonna feel amazing. All right, so we're on all fours. Now we're gonna simply pretend there's a piece of chalk on our knee and that this is a chalkboard right here. And I'm gonna draw a big circle with my knee. Just keep my elbows locked. This is really gonna require quite a bit from me, so I'm gonna get after it here. Oof, this is a big stretch and the groin. It takes a lot of energy to do this. So my butt's already burning and I only did a few reps, so I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. Elbows in and locked. Try to keep that back from arching. Try to keep a neutral spine. Rib cage down. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Woo. All right, so now this is gonna be fun. We're gonna hit the hamstrings and glutes together. We're gonna do some bridges. So we're gonna do 5 bridges, then we're gonna do 5 single leg bridges. And then we're going to, if you're ready for it, we're gonna do a straight leg hamstring raise, which is really fun. So these get progressively harder. So if you find yourself unable to do one of them, just go back to the next one that you could perform with good form. Once you get stronger and get some practice, honestly, these will come. These are not easy for anybody. These are all things the brain doesn't really like doing, the body doesn't do a lot of. So this is all new information. So be prepared to be humbled and go through it. So here, I'm going to drop my rib cage down. So I'm flattening my back against the floor, then driving my hips up. Once I get straight, I feel the stretch in my hamstring, glutes on. That's 1, touch the ground. 2, touch the ground. 3, 4, 5. Now I'm gonna do that same thing. I'm gonna do it with my leg up. Rib cage down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Great. Now this is the hardest one. one leg, that leg is straight, so I'm gonna do a hamstring raise, kicking up to the air. 2, 3, 4, 5. So easy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do that, you're gonna feel so good no matter what workout you're about to do. And even if you're not doing a workout, it gets you off to a great start to the day. Back, abs, butt, everything is gonna feel so good. Do it and let those glutes help you bring out the warrior within.